Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to Samsun on day one of the Samsun Grand Prix. It's the final block and all the medal matches. Very good afternoon to everyone and thanks very much for taking the time to join us. We've got 5 weight categories to bring you. We're going to take a closer look at 3 of those. That's the under 48, the under 60 and the under 66 kilo categories to see just how many of the players that we were talking about this morning made it through to this final block. We're going to start by taking a look at the world champion from 2013, Mongolia's Munkbat Urantsetsig. She had a bit of an upset against Eva Koinishny of Poland in her opening contest. She committed a penalty or foul that resulted in her being given Han Soku Make and lost out to the Polish fighter. The Polish fighter then lost out to Brazil's Natalia Brigida, who we will see in the final. The other 3 seeds in there were Tatiana Lima, Sarah Menezes and Paula Pareto. They've all made it through to the final block. Lima and Menezes will fight for bronze. Paula Pareto is in the final. She'll face Natalia Brigida of Brazil. In the under 60 kilo category, well, Dashtavar Amatufshin came unstuck in his quarterfinal against Robert Shridabadze. Shridabadze himself then lost out to Uzbekistan's Sharafuddin Lutfiliaev, so it'll be Lutfiliaev and Safarov in the final. Safarov came in here as the number 2 seed, so we're going to get to see at least one of the top seeds in the final, and a good final it promises to be as well. Sharafuddin Lutfiliaev up against Orkan Shafarov, the Uzbek, against the Azeri. We can take a look at the under 66 kilo category as well. The number 1 seed and world number 2, Davudoj Tmerkeleg of Mongolia. Well, he's been on good form today, seeing off all the opposition, including the extremely difficult Abdul Jalilov of Russia. He defeated the Russian in the first of the semi-finals. Sergio Olienic of Portugal made his way into the semi-finals, but lost out to Uzbekistan's Rishad Sobirov. So it'll be Davudoj and Sobirov in the final of the under 66 kilo category. Now before that we've got all of the bronze medal matches. First of the bronze medal matches features Tatiana Lima of Guinea-Bissau. She is up against Monica Ungureanu of Romania. We're looking forward to that one. It'll be Lima in the white judogi, Ungureanu in blue. We've got a bit of time. I wasn't sure if we were going to have enough time to look through the other 2 weight categories. Well, we started off with quite a group: Filz Mirza, Zabludina, Dortsurin and Caprioriu. Caprioriu we will see in the medal matches, but we lost Dortsurin, we lost Zabludina. Zabludina sitting a few seats away from me, up in the stands. Filz Mirza we lost as well. She was defeated by Germany's Joanna Müller. Let's have a look then at the under 52 kilo category. Agata Perenc of Poland faces Kelly Edwards of Great Britain. Edwards had a nice little run of it this morning before coming unstuck. Lisa Kearney was also in there for a while. She's going to feature in one of the bronze medal matches. She's going to be up against Adia Sambu Solman of Ireland. Sarah Menezes, well, she lost out and will face Dilara Lokmanahim of Turkey. And Lokmanahim is the only Turkish fighter to make it into this final block. A little bit nerve-wracking for the Turkish fighter, given that her mother, father, sister and boyfriend are in the audience. She's a little bit nervous. I had a chat with her just before we came back on air. And then in the under 60 kilo category bronze medal matches, the Georgian Lukhumi Chukvimiani is up against one of my favorites, the Yorbek Urazboyev of Uzbekistan. And then we've got the Mongolian Sendoche Sogbata. He faces Robert Shvidabadze of Russia. That's in the other under 60 kilo category bronze medal match. But before all of that, let's sit back and enjoy the action with Tatiana Lima of Guinea-Bissau. She faces Monica Ungureanu of Romania. Enjoy. It's Tatiana Lima on the left-hand side of your screen. Monica Ungureanu in the blue judo gi. Fando of Belarus taking control of this one. Lokmanakim it was who defeated Lima in the second of the quarterfinals. That was a really good win for the Turkish fighter. And just, you know, the right kind of test for Lima, which unfortunately she wasn't able to get past. This is another difficult one for her. She comes up with the first attack, a strong one there, left-sided Ojigari, which Ungureanu just manages to avoid. No, she doesn't. Goes behind by Yuka. I was going to say, she just managed to avoid getting scored on, but it's a good, strong effort from Lima. Very, very tall for this weight category, and now Ungureanu comes back with her own effort and picks up a Yuko from that Uchimata. Yuko apiece then. Likes to start off by holding her hands up very high. Maybe not wanting that grip to go up on the top. Another strong Ojigari from Lima. Puts a second score on the board. A bit of a bump taken to the lip on the way down, and it's just given her a little bit of a cut there. There's the left leg going in and hooking. Pushing back. That was the first score. Just couldn't avoid giving up a score. That was a stronger effort. You can see the top half of the body still only managing to bring Ungureanu down onto a side. That was a much stronger effort. Time for Ungureanu to gather herself and try and avoid getting caught by the Ojigari again. She's already seen it twice. 2 scores against her. See if she gets caught with that again, or is she a quick learner? Lima couldn't control Unguranu on the way down, but that may not be a bad plan of attack. You know, if you can't keep her from launching that attack, then once she's in, you need to take a step to one side, reduce the amount of weight that Lima is able to put in one direction, break that technique down and then take it over and come up with your Sutemi Waza counter. That's what Unguranu is looking to do. Right now she's looking to avoid the Kansetsu Waza. And she's pulled out of that one, so successful defense of the arm. 1:49 left to go. I'm sure that Lima's going to be in there again with her favorite Ojigari. That was the effort from Unguranu to pick her opponent up. Lima goes to ground, still leading by 2-1. Those two Ojigari efforts bringing up the scores. A little bit too far away with that. Interesting to see what Unguranu's got to come back with now. Lima penalised. Almost came up with the Tani Otoshi as a counter there, did Lima. A little over half a minute left to go. And Unguranu coming up with her own Ojigari effort, putting a bit of pressure on Lima, who picks up a second penalty. A little bit too far away from her intended target, Unguranu. She needs to get in closer. Can't do that at the moment with Lima bent over. It's Lima who picks up the penalty for an overly defensive posture. Can't afford to hang around now. Unguranu got to go for it here. An untidy effort from the Romanian results in Lima just collapsing on her knees under the pressure of the attack from Unguranu, who's back now but couldn't come up with a second. And it's Tatiana Lima of Guinea-Bissau who takes that bronze medal. Well, we're going to have some highlights of this particular contest, and then we'll be back with the next bronze medal match. Right, the next of the bronze medal matches. It's the second in the under 48 kilo category, and it features the current Olympic champion, Sira Menezes, the world number 2, up against Dilara Lokmanahim of Turkey. A few places lower down the world ranking list, 29 in actual fact. So there's a bit of a gap between these two. Gerardo Garcia of Mexico takes control of this one. Well, as you'd expect, lots of support for Dilara Lokmanahim. Dr. Lokman. We nicknamed her the Duck. Daunting task to be up against someone of the quality of Menezes. The crowd may be able to lift Lokmanahim a little bit. Ooh. Gerardo Garcia spotting that was across the face, so calling mate there. A little bit tentative with the Ashiwaza was Lokmanahim and almost got caught by Menezes. That was better. This is even better still. Menezes picking up a penalty for a false attack. And just dropping. Needs to be careful here, doesn't want to get picked up. Drop a little bit lower if she can. Now a chance to work on the ground, no. Just a little bit high up with that last attack and couldn't get below Menezes' center of gravity and break her balance. Absolutely vital that Lokmanahim stays up with the tempo of this contest and keeps up the rate of attacks. Doesn't give up a penalty unnecessarily. Can't afford to fall into that trap of just getting behind on the attacks here. This is what Menezes will be looking to do. Put in some big attacks and just put the pressure on the Turkish fighter. Could see that coming. The coach wasn't able to convey that with any degree of urgency to Lokmanahim, so that she would come up with just a single attack that would stave off that Shido. But it's on the board now. Both fighters have been penalized the once. Oh, that was a good effort there. The Ojigari with the arm just behind the back. Single slip, however. And now lucky to get the foot in there. Oh, that was close. There was a slip there from Lokmanahim after she made that big Ojigari effort herself. It was a good one as well, but she just held up a little bit, unaware, or not as aware as she should have been about the possibility of the counter from Menezes, and she got caught. A little over a minute left to go. Intensity as ever from Rosas Elias Campos, the coach for Menezes, the Brazilian women's team coach. Well, you fancy your chances on the ground with Menezes, you could give it a go. You have to be concerned about the possibility that you will use up a lot of the clock down there. Oh, that's the attack that she's strong with. Again, couldn't come up with it. Menezes just managing to turn onto her front. There's a good, strong Ouchigari with the arm around the back. Slightly unusual execution, but very powerful. It's, you know, more for 57, 63 kilo category fighters, maybe even up to 70. Wrap that arm around the back and the Ouchigari. Miriam Roper is good at executing that. And a good attack there from Menezes that succeeds not only in launching an attack, but making sure that sufficient enough time is taken off the clock to make it very, very difficult, nearly impossible now for Lokmanagim to come back here. A lot of the crowd want a false attack for that. Yep, and she's going to get it right at the death. Well, if there's a highlight, it'll be that one. Yeah, thanks for coming. It says Lokmanagim. Menezes has to bow off. And it's Dilara Lokmanagim who takes the bronze medal. When things are that close, what you don't want is to commit unforced errors. That was an unforced error that was committed by Sarah Menezes. She didn't need to make that attack. Stay on your feet, you got a chance of winning. But she launched that attack. It was a poor effort at Seoinage, and she paid the price. Well, Natalia Brigida won't be unhappy with that. Her teammate has just seen the Olympic champion lose the bronze medal and lose the points that go along with it. Should be inspired now to do something here, because this is a long way to go before selection for Rio. And if Natalia Brigida keeps up this kind of effort, Payet, Figueira, Koinitsky, well, okay, and Lokmanagim, those are three good fighters there. Three good fighters out of four. And Natalia Brigida has seen them all off. I suggest, however, that this is probably the hardest of all. Paula Pareto of Argentina, certainly the one with the most experience, the biggest background. Brigida in the white judogi, Pareto in blue. If Lokmanagim had lost that contest, this would have been an all Pan America medal table. You don't see that very often. However, it won't be, because Lokmanagim took the bronze. Brigida picks up a penalty for stepping out of the area. Cathy Mouette of France is the referee in control of this one. She's the one dishing out the Shiro there. Well, Pareto, known for her low right-sided seonagi, catches Brigida for Ozari. It's the Argentinian who leads with 2:30 odd left to go. Cecilius Campos has just changed seats. It's not a bad effort. Koshiguruma from Natalia Brigida. Still time for the Brazilian to come back here. Avoids getting caught up in the seonagi again. He's a tough, gutsy little competitor, Pareto. This is the best place for Brigida to have that right arm up and around the collar, threatening with the hip techniques. Second penalty picked up by the Brazilian, again for stepping out of the area. Chatting to Hannah Martin this morning about footwork, and that was what was lacking there from Brigida in that Uchimata effort. Support leg was nowhere near the target area where she wanted it to be, so no real chance of catching Pareto with that. Didn't have control of Pareto's right hand, and as a result Pareto was able to get that down onto the tatami and avoid getting caught with that Uchimata effort. Need control of that. That'll bring her onto her back. Pareto gets the penalty this time for an overly defensive posture. One more go at it. Well, Pareto could have been penalised there. She knows the state of things. Takes the penalty, and there's nothing left on the clock for Brigida to work with. Paolo Pareto of Argentina it is who takes the gold medal in the under 48 kilo category. Natalia Brigida, she's had a good day, had a couple of good wins, and she was just caught the once with that Sonagi. The Brazilian taking the silver, but Pareto the gold. First of the bronze medal contests in the under 60 kilo category. Lokumi Chukvimiani of Georgia faces Diorbek Urezboyev of Uzbekistan. It'll be Chukvimiani of Georgia in the blue judogi and Urezboyev of Uzbekistan in blue. Urezboyev has to continually tape up his nose bridge. He's got a bit of a cut there. I'm not sure what that was from, but he just can't keep any tape on because he's always perspiring. So it's always comes a time in the contest when that tape will come off. Both fighters trying to settle on a grip. Urezboyev being fought off there, that attempted arm lock, and Chukvimiani strong enough to fight it off. Right-sided effort from Urezboyev, doesn't catch Chukvimiani. Well, as I said at the beginning of the contest, he's got some problems with that cut on the nose bridge, and each contest starts out with him being okay because it's dried up, and then he's got a dry bit of strapping on there, but I think they're going to have to tape around the head to hold that bit of tape on. It's the only way that it will work. It'd look a little bit unsightly, but just sticking it on the nose bridge doesn't keep it on. Just tidy that up, and then as soon as that will get back underway. Shouldn't be too long. Vimiani coming forward, avoids the tomoe-nage from Urezbaev, and he does that in rather athletic fashion, spinning out of it. Second penalty picked up by the Georgian now. Tried to work on Chukvimiani's arm. Avoided that as well. Vimiani picks up a third penalty. It's time for stepping out. You can't complain about that. Still time, minute 20 odd left to go. Urezbaev just taking a breather there. Stretched his arms out and kept Chukvimiani away and just had a bit of a rest. Caught his breath and took a penalty. He's ready for him now. Not at all sure that he was ready before, but he is now. Minute left to go. Chukvimiani has picked up 3 penalties. Referee just encouraging Urezbaev to get on with it and do his bells up a little bit quicker. And he's done that now. We're back on the way. Satemi was an effort from Urezbaev, but doesn't come off. His teammate, by the way, Lutfiliaev, Sharafudin Lutfiliaev, is in the final. Yeah, he's going to really pressure Chukvimiani here, and the Georgian could make a mistake. He realizes that he's under pressure. He's picked up 3 penalties. He's going to open up, and Urizboyev's going to throw him. That was a weak effort, though. And Gary Takamoto realizes that, hang on a minute. Here comes Chukwuemeka. Chased his man down. Uchimata. Woo! Play with fire, you get burned. That's the second medal that we've seen lost with just a few seconds left to go. Well, they need to tidy up the scoreboard because that wasn't the way it ended up. You had 3 Shidos to the Georgian. He then picked up a Yuko. At that time, there was only 1 to Urizboyev, and then he picked up a second. So his part of the scoreboard is okay, but oh well. Just decided to wipe his Shidos off. Lukumi Chukwuemeka of Georgia, right at the death, is the winner of that bronze medal, and it was Irakli Uznadze, and they did tidy the scoreboard up in the end. It was Irakli Uznadze who was in the coach's chair, although he hadn't been there all day. Never mind. Yeah, we did bring him down. Chukwuemeka celebration. Now, we've got a young and exciting fighter from Mongolia coming up next, and the second of the bronze medals. Tsendocher Sotkbata of Mongolia faces Robert Shvidabadze of Russia. Tsendocher in the white judogi, Shvidabadze in blue. Only 19. Not Mr. Osako, by the way. He's slightly older. Osako Asenobi. Tsendocher is 19. He's a confident little fighter, Tsendocher, and he's in good company with Ganbat, Bolbato. Look at that. Trying to whack the arm lock on Shvidabadze. He won't be pleased with that, will he? Shvidabadze. Little teenager having a dig at him. I'm going to have to put him in his place now. Yeah, he's in good company, Tsendocher. Ganbat Bolbata, Dashtava, Amatuvshin, Ganbol Kurlan. There's a few of them there. And Chimidyondan Bolbata when he's around, so a goodly group of under 60 kilo category fighters for Mongolia. Shvidabadze has picked up the single penalty. good awareness from the young Mongolian. Nice movement, nice posture. He's wandered off the mat there though. And picks up Shido. Three minutes left to go. No score yet. Both fighters have picked up a Shido apiece. Almost had him with that Kataguruma there. Shirabadze beginning to breathe heavily. Uchigari, but wasn't the strongest. Shirabadze just went to his knees. Vitaly Makarov. Well, for the first time, Shirabadze looked a little bit threatening there. He's picked up a second penalty, however. Now, this is where Sendoche has got to be tactically clever. Doesn't want to give up a penalty here. So, should be looking to stay in the competition area and to keep up the tempo of attacks. And finally, obviously, he doesn't want to commit a gripping infringement. Oh, almost. Little over a minute and a half now. Sendoche looking physically strong. Saw that one coming. He's faced better than that in training, he says. He blocked that really easy. Shirabadze figured, well, if Sendoche can have a try, so can I. This was not quite as threatening as Sendoche's had been, and now nice movement again from Sendoche, avoiding getting caught up by Shirabadze, who is then acrobatically avoids the Sutemiwaza effort from the Mongolian. Inside the last minute. Get the tempo right here. You can do this. Mongolian, if he just avoids committing an error. Over on the right hand side, he's beginning to look comfortable there as well, you see. Picks up a third penalty, does Shirabadze, as he's in the process of complaining to the referee about the grip that Sendoche had on the sleeve. So Temiwaza effort from the Mongolian follows, and it's easily blocked by Shirabadze, but he doesn't have the chance to follow it up on the ground. I'd imagine that there'd be one more coming shortly. He's going to burn the penalty for stepping out of the area here. 20 odd seconds. Got to be careful now. Don't want your head to drop. Works a little bit on the ground. The referee calls Mate and stands him up with 12 seconds left to go. Here comes Shirabadze again. Got to put on as much pressure as possible. Wait for the opportunity to attack him. There it is. And now, well, couldn't keep him down, but there are only 2 seconds left. Shirabadze knows it's gone. So does Sendocher as he celebrates. Sendocher Tsogbata of Mongolia, taking the second of the 2 bronze medals on offer here. Really doesn't matter. Stay with us, we'll bring you more live action from Samsun. And before the final of the under 60 kilo category, maybe some highlights. We come now to the final of the under 60 kilo category for men. Sharafuddin Lutfiliaev of Uzbekistan faces Orkan Safarov of Azerbaijan. Well, they both had good-looking routes to the final, but I think Safarov has probably had the tougher of the 2, to be honest. Lutfiliaev of Uzbekistan in the white judogi, Safarov of Azerbaijan in blue. It's the final of the under 60 kilo category. Lutfiliaev came in here as the number 4 seed. Safarov is the number 2. Good group of fighters in this under 66 kilo category. Kitadai, the Olympic bronze medalist. He went out. Ludwig Pesha, former Olympic silver medalist. Shvidabadze, who we've already seen, and Nashtava Amatufshin, the world number 3, and number 1 seed in this tournament. Well, he went out as well. Lutfiliaev on the board. Safarov coming unstuck there. Matter effort from Lutfiliaev. He was a long way away from his opponent with that attack. That was the counter. Oh, a comeback. Yazeri on the board now with Wazari. Not quite. Yuko, it's the better score actually. Wasn't quite there. Yeah, Yuko, good one. Maybe at speed, appeared a little bit more dynamic, but certainly on the replay, didn't get quite enough of the scoring part of the body to warrant Yuko. Safarov still at a disadvantage because he's picked up a penalty. Still attacking strongly, Lutfiliaev. That's been his method of operation all day. Keep going nice and strong. 20 odd seconds left to go. Despite the lead, he's the aggressor. Safarov just hanging around a little bit too long with the hand on the belt and over the back on one side. So a combination of things there that brought him the second penalty, but it's Sharafudin Lutfiliaev of Uzbekistan who takes the first of the gold medals. Today it's the gold medal in the under 60 kilo category. Volkan Safarov, he takes the silver. Time for a celebration for Lutfiliev. Lutfiliev is making his move on the under 60 kilo category, by the way. Nice counter there. He's in the top 10 in the world. He's done that pretty quickly. I don't think he's finished yet. He's still climbing that table. Three fighters above Lutfiliev today. Kitadai, Safarov, who he's just defeated, and Dashtava, whom he didn't have to face. We come now to the awarding ceremony in the under 48 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Dilara Lokmanikim. I'm sure that'll please a lot of people. Tatiana Lima of Guinea-Bissau. Natalia Brigida of Brazil. The gold medal goes to Paula Pareto of Argentina. Now the national anthem of Argentina. Lokmanahim, Lima for the bronze medalists, Brigida the silver, Pareto the gold. Let's wrap up on the under 48 kilo category. There was a moment there when had Lokmanahim lost to Menezes, it would have been an all Pan American podium. Lokmanahim just split them up. Coming up next, the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 52 kilo category. Agata Perench of Poland faces Kelly Edwards of Great Britain. It'll be Perench in the white judogi and Edwards in blue. Well, it should make for a good contest. We're not talking about the absolute tip-top for this particular matchup. So a good chance for one of these fighters to take some extremely valuable points towards Olympic qualification without having to go too far up the ranking list. had a note about where Kelly Edwards is on the IHF world ranking list earlier. If I did, I didn't keep it. Agata Perenc is number 81 on that list. Kelly Edwards is a little bit further up at 57, so as you can see, both fighters have snuck in here, given that there are a few players a good deal higher up who haven't made it to the medal matches. Krasnicki and Halen in the final. Perenc and Edwards here, Adiosambu and Kearney. So Adiosambu, Cohen lost out. It was Kelly Edwards who defeated Gilly Cohen. And Jana Sundberg lost out to Larissa Florian in the second round. Florian then lost out to Kearney. Kearney then lost out to Halen. So if Halen loses to Krasnicki, we know where this is going then. Perenc just picked up 2 penalties inside the first 2 minutes. Both fighters with hands strapped up. Perenc the right and Edwards the left, if that is of any interest to you. Now Perenc catches Edwards and throws it for Wazari. Haramaki Komi maybe slightly untidy on the top, but that was the thinking. That's her intention was to throw with that technique. I wouldn't suggest she executed it that way in her next band grade exam, but that's what's on the board at the moment. And now Edwards picks up a passivity for a penalty for passivity. Perenc with low left-sided Morata Seanagi, and Edwards trying to secure something on the ground, then decides against it. They're back up on their feet now, and 49 seconds left to go. Almost got the right arm up and around the collar there. That would have put some pressure on Perenc. Slight frustration for the British fighter as she chases down Perenc, who has thrown in a couple of attacks, not unlike the one that Edwards just threw in there herself, actually. So hard to complain. Well, penalty for stepping out the area. Agata Perenc of Poland, it is. He comes out the winner there. Yeah, looks relieved, doesn't she? Edwards will obviously hugely disappointed. Lost to a fighter that probably got the beating of most of the time, and who is about 30 odd places lower down on the IJF World Ranking list, so could reasonably have been expected to fancier chances in that contest, but it's Ferenc who comes out the winner. Well, the second of the bronze medal matches is all lined up and ready to go now, and it features Adiasambu Solman of Mongolia. She's up against Lisa Kearney of Ireland. It'll be Adiasambu of Mongolia in the white judogi and Kearney of Ireland in blue. Enrique Irana of Spain is the referee. Here we are then. We're underway with the second of the bronze medal matches in the under 52 kilo category. Don't often get to see Lisa Kearney. Haven't seen her for a while. Both fighters penalised for passivity. Nothing came out of that first 45 seconds, so the referee didn't really have a choice there. And ended up penalising both the competitors. Both fighters have been penalised just the once. Adiasambu with a slightly speculative Yoko Otoshi there. Kearney, I think, has got one of her own in her bag of tricks. Whether we see her launch it or not, Katakuruma maybe. Left-sided Tomoe-nage from Adiasambu, easily avoided by Kearney. Minute 40 odd left to go. And So easily was it avoided that the referee decided it didn't warrant being classed as an attack, so penalty for a false attack was given. Kearney comes up with her own effort at Sitemiwaza, but it's a rather confused position that they end up in, so no chance of Adiasambu being scored on there. 2 penalties picked up by Adiasambu. Adiasambu means that she's at a disadvantage here, and Kearney works her over with a double-footed Tomoenagi effort. Minute 15 now. A chance to work on the arm here. Not in the best position. Really wanted Adiasambu rolled over. Tense time now in this last minute. You can see that on the face of the Mongolian as she comes forward. Can't work the turnover. Only managed to complete the turnover once Adiasambu had heard the mate. She relaxed and then Kearney rolled her over again back to the Sitemiwaza. Unsuccessful. Third penalty picked up by Adiasambu. That should result in giving her some impetus, but it's Kearney who comes up with an attack. It's not the strongest, and she picks up a penalty for a false attack for that. 20-odd seconds left to go, so Adiasambu has to be careful. She's on 3. Kearney on 2, looking now to run out the clock by staying on top, but it's Adiasambu who rolls Kearney over and just needs to get past the leg. She can see that she can't get past there, and they both have desperate looks over at the clock. Adiasambu hoping to see more time on the clock. Kearney hoping that it will tick away quickly. And that is that. Lisa Kearney of Ireland it is, who takes the second of the bronze medal. She snatches it from the grasp of Adiasambu Solomon, who may have fancied her chances against the Irish fighter, but Kearney it is who comes out the winner, and she takes a very, very important medal. Lisa Kearney. Big smile. I'm in a welcoming hug from the coach, Kieran Ward. Right, let's have a look at some of the highlights then. We've got the final of the under 52 kilo category. Ilse Halen of Belgium faces Distria Krasniki of Kosovo. It'll be Halen in the white judogi, Krasniki in blue. And what a good move it was for Krasniki to go up to 52 kilos. She was struggling at 48, not with the judo, but to make the weight. It was really beginning to hurt her. And 52 was a much better bet. Her problem, however, Osako Akinobi is the referee for this contest. Her problem was that in the 52 kilo category, you had the double world champion, Mylinda Kelmendi from Kosovo, her teammate. So she was loath to move up. There really was no choice. finding it far too hard to make 48. And she and her coach, Tritten Kuka, agreed it was time to go up, despite the fact that they were moving into a category where in Kosovo there was only room for one. Never mind, it wasn't working at 48. Had to give it a go. Here she is, doing just that. And in the final of a Grand Prix. Facially looks, well, not completely different, but markedly different. Looks so much healthier and a happy, all-round happy athlete when I spoke to her in the warm-up area about 20 minutes, half an hour ago. Really was comfortable at this weight. Let's see if she can look threatening as well. Tapped away at the left leg of Ilse Halen, but couldn't come up with a score. Ujigari, nice strong effort from the shorter Krasniqi. Almost slipped there. Just a little bit over-eager to get her hands on Halen, and just needs to be a little bit more careful. Would like a chance on the ground, but Halen covers up. And the referee calls mate. Still strong right-sided efforts from Krasniqi. If she can come up with a combination, she's showing this attempted hip technique or leg technique to the front. Might want to come up with something to the rear, and there it was. That was a lovely little touch, wasn't it? Koji, after the initial hip technique effort, and came up with the Koji and almost had Halen stumbling over. Halen has picked up the penalty. Krasniqi is looking the better of the two at the moment. More positive shapes and attacks, albeit that they're not massive ones. There's enough there from Krasniqi to suggest that she is the more positive of the two. Halen coming up with two attacks of her own there. And just guarding that right side from Krasniqi. That's where she wants to go first for the grip. She's got the sleeve. Halen throws in an attack that breaks things up. And now it's Krasniqi again to attack on the ground, but it's not really going anywhere. And the referee calls mate. They're up on their feet again with a little over a minute a little over a minute to go. Halen still with the single Shido against her. Here's that strong grip with the right arm around the collar and almost coming up with the score there. Halen avoiding going over to the hip technique and almost sitting down and being pushed over by Krasniqi in her efforts to come up with a score. Another hair grip goes into the pocket, the referee's pocket. That was a terrific effort. Really, really great Osodogari from Krasniqi. Brings Halen crashing down for Vasari. It was a long stretch. That was the only thing. There was no big sweep there. Couldn't get the sweep because it was more of a hook. And she put the right leg behind that of Halen's and pushed her over really, rather than swept her downward. Set her on her backside and then pushed onto her back, and for that reason, not flat on her back. So Vasari was the score, a good score from Disri Krasniqi, and she leads with 14 seconds left to go. Now Krasniqi's going to get penalised for avoiding to take a grip. She'll probably get get one for stepping off the edge of the mat here in avoiding Haylen's oncoming efforts. Just held her off there. No real big celebration, no jumping around and punching the air as we've seen from time to time with her teammate Mylinda Kelmendi, but normally when we see Kelmendi doing that, it's because she just won the World Championships or something along those lines. So, bigger fish to fry. The current world champion Mylinda Kelmendi, it's Distria Krasnicki who wins out here. So, another Kosovan winning out in the under 52 kilo category. We're going to have some highlights and then we'll be back with the awarding ceremony in the men's under 60 kilo category. Distria Krasnicki and Kuka walking off perfectly happy. There you go. Now the national anthem of Uzbekistan. Vimiani didn't look that happy, did he? He's on the podium. Should be all smiles. Coming up next, the bronze medal matches in the under 66 kilos, the first of which features Adrian Gombots of Slovenia and Sergio Oljenic of Portugal. It'll be Gombots in the white judogi and Oljenic in blue. Huang Guoqiao of China is the referee in the middle. Mr. Huang famously refereed 3 Olympic finals in London. Hey, when you're good, you're good. He was definitely good on that day. I'm not going to say that Gombots is a revelation. He's done well to get to the bronze medal match in a Grand Prix. That's a good effort. Both fighters are nice and upright. Gone, long gone actually, are the days of those bent over 60 and 66 kilo category fighters. Didn't really take that long, when you think about it, for the International Judo Federation to sort out the posture of this weight category, or these 2 weight categories, 60 and 66 in particular. They are causing some real problems for the style, the judo style, and action was taken to tidy that up. I think they did a good job. Single Shido against Olianich. All problems here. Nice close up. Must be able to secure it from there. He does. He's gone now. And that's Gombots' fault there. He knew that Shimiwaza was going on, and he tried to hold on for far too long. Well, when you want something that badly, you do everything you can to get it. And Gombots took too long to come round with the mitre. Mind you, he has come round now. No harm done. Well, Olijenic can celebrate now. He didn't, to his credit, until such time as he saw what had happened to his opponent. But he just held on for too long there, Gombots. And then he went out. Put on a good shimmy was. It was strong. Gombots wasn't getting out of that. It was on. It was well applied. And he failed to submit in time. The next contest is the second minimum 66 kilo. Dediğin sonra bronz madalyamız alıyoruz. Erkekler kategorisi 66 kilogram. The referee is number 2, Mr. Edison Minakama. He's welcoming back from Georgia number 76 of the world ranking. Beyaz judo ile dünya sıralaması 76. sırada Gürcistan'da Krista Bekvişvili. And Russia number 56 of the world ranking. Ağır judo ile dünya sıralaması 56. sırada Rusya'dan Abdullah Abdulzalilov. Second of the bronze medal matches now in the under 66 kilo category. Tristan Piekrashvili of Georgia faces Abdullah Abduljalilov of Russia. Another Georgian earlier on. Who was that then? Sure we saw two today. Piekrashvili in the under 66 kilo category. And Shukvimiani, that was the other one. Shukvimiani in the under 60 kilo category. He ended up with a bronze medal. So we have seen a couple. Abduljalilov with Yuko on the board. Uchimata left-sided from Piekrashvili. Abduljalilov gets away from that. We haven't seen Irakli Uznadze in the chair earlier on, but there he is in the final block. Oh, nice effort there, right-sided from Abduljalilov, brings up Wazari for the Russian. Piekrishvili not able to get off that. It was going off the wrong side as well, always difficult there. You're defending one thing, you think you've got that covered, and you go off the wrong side. It wasn't in the defensive plan. Plenty of time left. Piekrishvili could still come up with something. Abduljalilov doesn't appear to me to be the kind of fighter to dive as far as fitness levels are concerned. Young and strong, so unlikely to run out of steam here. Sernagi found his own way of bringing that off. And he's 2 scores on the board. Minute and 20 odd seconds left to go. Would have had to have changed directions in order to catch Abduljalilov. His original direction wasn't going to do it. That was blocked by the Russian. He really needed to change directions. He wasn't able to. Abduljalilov picks up a second penalty. Mind you, he's got 2 scores on the board. And there goes with the Sernagi again, and this time there isn't sufficient enough strength to block that. Piekrishvili can't get off it, and he goes over for Ippon. So 1-1-1 on the board. The dreaded Nelson. All the scores there lit up for Abduljalilov. Full house, if you like. Yuko Wazari Ippon. So Abduljalilov takes the second of the bronze medals there. That was the finisher from Abduljalilov. He'd thrown like that earlier on in the contest to bring up the Wazari. And he came back with the same technique, stepping across with the right leg. He almost brings him over his hip, doesn't he, in a way. One of those days. There will be others for Piekrishvili. Keep hammering away at it. Your turn soon. Right, the final of the under 66 kilo category. Davidosh Temurkhaleg of Mongolia faces Rishad Sobirov of Uzbekistan. It'll be Davidosh in the white judogi, Sobirov in blue. Bitsa, Zhukmanov Flicker and Abduljalilov fell to Davidosh. Van Gensbecker, Ardenov, Piekrishvili and Oleinik fell to Sobirov. Cho Min-sun, the Olympic and double world champion, is the referee from Korea, taking charge of this one. Hannah Martin joined us earlier on, and she was suitably impressed with Cho Min-sun's background. You never know the quality of the person in the middle refereeing your contest, so they've probably been around a lot longer than some of the fighters remember, and therefore not within their memory. A little bit of searching and you find out, oh, I never knew that. There are a few legends in judo, male and female, and she's one of the female legends. I'll take this opportunity to talk about the referee, given the sedate pace with which Davidorj and Sobirov have undertaken to get this under 66 kilo final started. It may pick up in the meantime. Nice little opportunity to fill you in on the background of the referee, which is a legend because of the number of weights she won world and Olympic medals at. I'll leave you to check all of that out yourself. No score yet. Both fighters have picked up one penalty each, and there's a little over 3 minutes left to go. Well, they haven't exactly lit up the arena here in Samsun. Both a little bit tentative in coming forward and running the risk. Sobirov decides he's going to give it a go and comes up with an Uchimata for Wazari. And then he's turned over into Osaikomi, but he wriggles out, and that is the chance gone for Davidorj. In that single moment when he failed to secure the Osaikomi for more than 2 seconds, that was it. Sobirov's not going to let him in for another look. 40-odd seconds to go. Sobirov with Wazari on the board now. He has, however, picked up 3 Shidos. No, he can't claim that, and he's not going to, Davidorj. He's got to have a look at the state of the board here. Non-stop pressure from the Mongolian could do it. Okay, we'll give him an attack there. 23 seconds. That took 7 seconds. He's burning up quickly here. Here comes Davidorj again. And Sobirov catches him. In the end, the slow burner got lit up. And it got lit up because both fighters went for it. Davidorj could see he had a sniff. Even if it was the fact that Sobirov could commit another error. He realized it was there and began to pressure him, and when he did, he opened up. And Sobirov caught him with probably the last bit of power that he had left in his body, and over went Davidorj for Ippon. Ryszard Sobirov comes out the winner in what was a contest in the last 45 seconds. Up until then, they'd been shadow boxing, but right at the end, it came good. Sobirov it is who takes the gold. Davidorj has to settle for silver. Stay with us, we'll show you highlights of this and then bring you the awarding ceremony in the under 52 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Lisa Kearney of Ireland and Agata Perenc of Poland. Silver medal goes to Ilse Halen of Belgium. And the gold medal in the under 52 kilo category goes to the Kosovan, not Milita Kelmendi, Distria Krasniki. There you go. It really was a nice Ojigari, actually. Oh no, she caught her on the outside. I saw it the first time round. I called it correctly. There you go. Osodagari from Distria Krasniki, bringing down Ilse Halen. Yeah. Now the national anthem of Kosovo. Happy quartet. Well, on the podium anyway. There they are. One more weight category to bring you. 3 contests, the first of which features Joanna Müller of Germany. She's up against Corina Caprioriu of Romania. It's Müller in the white judogi, Caprioriu in blue. Capriori already on the board with Yuko inside the first 15 seconds. Müller's going to have to be watchful here. I talk quite often about the depth of various countries with regard to the number of fighters that they have in a particular category, and well, I can think of 2 fighters ahead of Joanna Müller in Germany. Miriam Roper is one of them. And then in the final, we're going to see the other, Viola Wächter. Well, Capriori's just wandered off the mat there. She picks up a penalty for doing that. Müller needs a score, and then we can generate some interest in this. At the moment, Caprioriu, although half the contest is still to come, is already showing signs of having shut up shop. Not doing a great deal, except just blocking there. Just making it difficult for Müller to come up with anything. And watching the clock tick away. Müller can't afford to fall into that trap. She's got to make something happen, because Caprioriu is far too wily a fighter to gift this to the German. The German's going to have to try and make something happen here. Can't just get gripped up and then shut down. And the risk is always there that you put yourself out, you may end up getting caught, but There's that old adage, isn't there? Better to have fought and lost than never to have fought at all. Well, she attacked as soon as the arm went over, and that's as close as she's come there. It's not a bad effort either. Left arm over, and then maybe the Haramaki Komi for Muller. Capriori still in coast mode here. Put the Yuko on the board, realizing that that's going to be enough to get past Muller, and she's got the stronger counters, to be honest. The second penalty picked up by Capriori. 20 odd seconds left to go. She can still afford to burn another. I know it sounds awful sometimes, but it's the nature of competitive sport that when you get in a lead, you do everything not to get tied or fall behind. And part of that is developing some defensive tactics. Capriorio it is, who with a single Yuko is able to get past Johanna Müller of Germany. Müller will have to settle for 5th place here. Capriorio takes the first of the 2 bronze medals for Romania. See if they can dig out a few highlights from that one. Right, this will be the toughest test of the day then for Nakoda Davis. She faces Tina Zeltner of Austria. 1 place separates this pair on the IGF World Ranking List. I suppose the toughest test was Sanne Verhagen of the Netherlands. And Nakoda Davis lost out to Verhagen, who's ranked 10 places above her. This time she's ranked 1 place above Tina Zeltner. Let's see how this one pans out. It's Zeltner in the white judogi, Davis in blue. I was looking around for Lewis Keeble, see if he was brave enough to come and join me in the commentary box, but couldn't find him. Wazari on the board for Zeltner. Going to open things up now, isn't it? Stands up nice and straight, nice and tall. Does Zeltner. Not backing away at all. Zeltner and Filzmöser were the 2 Austrians in this weight category. Filzmöser came in as the number 1 seed but went out early, rather surprisingly, to Johanna Müller of Germany. Zeltner, she was in the bottom half of the draw. Defeated Loredana Ohai of Romania. That was a good win. One of the top 8 seeds. Ohai, and then Emily Amaron of Switzerland, and then lost out to Corina Capriorio of Romania. She had a repechage contest as well when she defeated Nora Zhakova. That was another good win by Zeltner. So Davis up against it here, against Zeltner, who gives every indication of being on good form. That was a bit of a slip there from Davis. She didn't get flattened or anything. Zeltner took advantage of the situation, which he doesn't do there. That is just an absolute beautiful execution there from Zeltner. Yeah. Oh, surprise. Only a Yuko. Oh. Spoiled the party a bit there, didn't it? After the celebrations. Got to do it again now. Can Davis come back and make this a horror story? There's plenty of time on the clock. Oh, and she does! She absolutely does! Well, that kind of stuff happens, doesn't it? If they give Wazari here, this is going to be a nightmare of a contest. Let's put everybody out of their misery and just leave it as Ippon. Poor old Zeltner. She's thrown Davis. Oops. Here you go again. No one's enjoying this. Not Davis and not Zeltner. Marco Spitka, well, he's lost completely, hasn't he? Well, after all of that, Zeltner has a lead. Oh, Yuko. Should have been a Yuko there. There was, and now the Osai Komi. I mean, heartbreak, absolute heartbreak for Tina Zeltner here. Oh, and right at the death, it was the Toketa. Minute 21 is left on the clock. But my feeling is that they're going to say that was enough now. Heartbreak for Tina Zeltner, to be honest. Oh no, it's no, another Yuko. Yeah, there was. Yeah, well, it must have been Wazari Awazeti Ippon. They both had Wazari and then a Yuko apiece. Yeah, that's the correct decision. They both had a Wazari and then there was a Yuko apiece. The hold, yes, Tina's got this wrong here. The hold wasn't long enough for Ippon, but it was long enough for Wazari. Well, maybe they were only counting the 15 seconds. Was it long enough? And they've said it was. That one was a comedy there. What a shame. Oh, he's right. Absolutely right. This is not Ippon. That's Yuko. And they gave too big a score, and that had... Yeah, that next one is, yeah. And then they gave... That mixed Zeltner up, you see. She was celebrating, she was crying, and she went off the boil, but that one I'd give. Anyway, it's all done and dusted now. We got the final now of the under 57 kilo category for women. Sanne Verhagen of the Netherlands faces Viola Wächter of Germany. It's Verhagen in the white judogi, Wächter in blue. Mr. Wang is in the middle again. Wang Goqiao of China to referee this one. Wächter's had the harder of the two routes, I think. Not trying to take anything away from Verhagen, but Wächters had the harder of the two routes. And now she faces Sanne Verhagen, who's number 18 on the world ranking list. Where's old Viola then? Not up there. So this is a really big step up for the German. Taller than Verhagen. Maybe she'll use those legs to good effect with Uchimata or Haraigoshi. Hasn't quite got the hand where she'd like it. There's the Uchimata effort, first of all. Had an elbow injury that kept her out for a while. It's a horrible thing to see. I remember seeing when that happened. Verhagen would just like things to settle a little bit. Doesn't want to get too rushed here. Very powerful around the hips is Sanne Verhagen. Got good pickups. There's an arm around the waist. Trying to get Wächter in nice and close before she executes one of those techniques. But she doesn't get a chance to. It's Viola Wächter who comes up the winner. She's banged a few over today, I'll tell you that. Yeah, she can smile. She has put a few of them away today, including in the final, Sanne Verhagen for Ippon. Ippon in the first contest. Ippon in contest number 2. Ippon in contest number 3. And then Ippon in contest. She's banged everybody over for Ippon today. It's going to be hard to argue with Viola Wächter as player of the day, really. Her or Distra Krasniki. Gotta go for Wächter, I'm afraid. I was thinking Krasniki, but it could be Wächter. Well, that was the warning at the beginning of the contest. A big Uchimata or a big Haraigoshi. It was, well, there was the Uchimata. And she came for Sotomaki Komi, maybe. And a very happy Michael Brzezinski. Well done, Viola Wächter. And now the awarding ceremony in the under 66 kilo category. Medals go to Abdullah Abdulshalilov of Russia and Sergio Olienic of Portugal. Silver medal goes to Davidos Temirkeleg of Mongolia. The gold medal goes to Rishad Sobirov of Uzbekistan. Been a good day's judo. I've enjoyed that, and I hope you did too. We've got one more awarding ceremony to bring you after this, and then we'll do a bit of a wrap-up. Now the national anthem of Uzbekistan. Abdul Shalilov, Oleinik, Davidov and Sobirov. That's the quartet on the medal podium at the moment. Shalilov and Oleinik, the bronze medalists. Davidov, the silver, and Sobirov, gold. Well, we're just preparing now for the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category. And it gives us time to have a quick look at the medal table. Well, Uzbekistan with those 2 gold medals, they took gold medals from Lutfiliaev in the under 60 kilo category. You just saw Rishad Sobirov taking the gold in the under 66 kilo category there. So 2 gold medals for Uzbekistan. Germany took the gold medal in the under 57 kilo category with Viola Vechta. Distria Krasniki took gold for Kosovo in the under 52 kilo category. Paolo Pareto of Argentina was the gold medalist in the under 48 kilo category. So it's Uzbekistan, Germany, Kosovo and Argentina who came away with gold medals. We always have a look around for a player of the day, someone who's done something a little bit special. And Viola Vechta, 5 fights, 5 ippons. For me, she really did it, especially banging her opponent over in the final for ippon, and that was in real style. So that'll be my pick for today, Viola Vechta. We're going to wander down to the far end of the competition hall. The fighters are lined up and ready. Let's go and have a look at the awarding ceremony down there. The 2 bronze medals go first of all to Dakota Davis of Great Britain and also to Corina Caprioriu of Romania. The silver medal goes to Sanne Verhagen, and Jan Schneiders from the Netherlands, the IJF referee and director, makes the presentation. But the gold medal goes to Viola Vechta of Germany. Berm says that a good reporter always has a notebook and pad with them, so get my notebook and pad ready then. make some notes. Happy gold medalist. And now let's stand for the national anthem of Germany. Well, thanks very much for your company on the opening day of competition here in Samsun, Turkey at this Grand Prix. We will be back tomorrow at 9:30. We look forward to your company then, but from everyone here in the broadcast team and myself, it's bye-bye for now. 9:30 tomorrow.